All right. So hi everyone. Today's updates. So we upgraded Zeta client on testnet. Last time we talked about Zeta client V1, but we actually changed the versioning and we're gonna keep the same. We're gonna continue the versioning that we used to have. So we released previously Zeta client V36, and so this time it's 37, but it will be separate from blockchain release. So in the future, we're gonna make the blockchain V37. And so yeah, we release a single like a Zeta client only release. So that will contain what we discuss, the Solana optimization for withdrawals, support for multi-deposits, sweet withdrawing core, and also improvements for in-bond observation. So that's been deployed on testnet, all the contract upgraded. We have this version doc in the node where you can get all the information about the version used for the smart contracts. We tested everything. There is only one remaining issues. It's regarding the SWI. There are few considerations we need to look into that we didn't catch during the local testing. So that's something we'll need to figure out. Eventually, we're gonna just deploy V37 on mainnet without SWI directly for wizard call, but upgrade it after once we have a patch for that. We can talk about the issue during this call. For the rest, things been looking good. So can communicate to partners and developers that they can try the multi-deposit pairing bonds and Solana lookup table usage for wizard call. This is on testnet, and we plan to go mainnet next week. There's a few stress tests that we want to run to ensure that everything is ready. But currently, planned for next week during the middle of the week. The next milestone, so that will be ZetaClient V38. That will be also ZetaClient only release. So we still don't plan to make a full blockchain upgrade. This is around the same time, same state as we discussed last time. So there are mostly the chaos mode as a new feature, which is more like developer feature, not a user-facing one. Also, we're gonna continue improving performance, this time mostly on inbounds. So the previous release that was mostly about the inbounds, missed inbounds during very high usage. So this time, yeah, we're gonna plan to make outbound faster and more reliable in general. There are also a few other things. Ethereum, like looking to decrease the withdrawal fees we use on Ethereum. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. I think we can still consider other things to add for this milestone, since we're gonna have some bandwidth for it. But this to be discussed. All right, so for the topics, so segment V37, we still have this problem with SWI. So we try to test the wizard call by deploying an example. And so basically we can't deploy an example that will reference the original package ID of the gateway and the new one. So basically when we upgrade the gateway, there is new package ID, and we need to reference the older one when we pass the gateway object to the on-call interface, but we also need the new package ID to provide the message context. And yeah, let me ask if you want more details, but so Charlie, looking into it, do you have some update to share? Are you still having like issues for deploying on testnet?
Yeah, so I did some actual experiment on the move Toma file, and then between upgrade and no upgrade. So it seems even if we remove the reference to message context or gateway from the example, the published text still failed. So the only way to deploy the example is that I remove the reference to both. So this seems require some sort of migration or something.
Yeah, that would be great if you continue looking at it because I can deploy the package. It didn't fail on runtime when I call on call.
What do you mean?
I can deploy the package.
In testnet?
Yeah,
With the reference to gateway or message context only.
with both.
With
It's
both.
just gonna fail at runtime.
Okay. Yeah, I can reach out to you. And how did you deploy that?
Uh, so for this one, it's investigation. I think that would be great to continue to spend the day on this one, and we have some solution to move forward, and so we can estimate if there is a patch that we can include for Series 7, or if we deploy on mainnet, then we just do a patch later. Because yeah, if you didn't deploy it, we can't really talk about that, but I think we should try to remove the gateway from the on-call interface. So if you take the example, so we need to pass the gateway and the message context. The gateway is used to get the active message context. I think there might be a solution if we can just not pass the gateway to the contract, and we should export that.
Yeah, we can talk about this. So in that case, we don't have to check active message context in the consumer's contract.
Yeah, we should explore that. But if you can make it, if you can manage to deploy it, that would be great. So we can talk further about the solution.
Okay.
So yeah, if you can spend some time on this, and yeah, it's a bit weird the way it works for upgrade, but it's something we had on pipeline for a while, so I think we should try to ship this one on mainnet. Okay, I think that's it on this one. So withdrawing call, not we're gonna discuss tomorrow, I think, and we'll check if we include it for mainnet upgrade or if it will be in a patch after. Yeah, clients, chaos mode and dry mode, that's your main focus, Renan. Do you have some dates?
Yes, the kills mode, the last PR, I think, is ready. You commented how to use that when testing. It's if you go there, there's probably a PR linked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No,
So, yeah.
where is it? Pierre?
Oh, that one, yeah. So yeah, it's there in the description. I added it because you asked. So you basically run it like the same way that you run your usual V2E tests. You just add the environment variable. So
Ouais.
chaos profile. So the chaos profile equals 1, 2, 3, whatever profile you want to run it with, and it's going to run the Zeta client in chaos mode. And
Okay.
that's
Currently,
like
we just have
the
this one, right?
yeah, currently just that default profile that's basically fail everything with a 5% chance, which is a lot. But doesn't deadlock the Zeta client and like
Mm-hmm.
post things that vote for in the Zeta core or that send messages to the connected chains, those fail with a 20% chance. So it's a like light failure
Mm-hmm.
scenario. Um, and even when running those, uh, we still see some errors in the E2E test regarding like timeouts. So maybe we want for the future to also make timeouts more configurable because if you have like a high failure chance, then probably some connections, some transactions are going to time out as configured in the current E2E tests. And you can also, besides the chaos profile, you can also configure the chaos seed environment variable if you want it to be like consistently random. So
Mm-hmm.
that's that PR. And I'm working on the PR to deploy like testnet in mainnet, uh, dry mode Zeta client nodes, so we can like test things more easily. That
Okay.
one, as we discussed, I think I'm going to have to like set up some GitHub action or something like that because we have the secret things like the Zeta core URL or the RPC URLs that we're going to use to connect with the dry Zeta client.
Okay. Sounds good. I just want to come back on the chaos mode. So we just have this profile right now. We can add, like, if I want to use another one, I just create profile two.
Yeah,
I can provide two here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And so you try with this one, and you have to test that complete at some point.
Like they sometimes it fails in one test or in another test, depending on the randomness factor, because those the timeouts are too small, right? So I think that we can either increase them or make them more configurable in a later like
Timeouts.
PR. The
That-
specifically the E2E timeouts like waiting
for
for CCTX to be
okay.
mined.
Okay.
Not like Zeta client timeouts, but
Yeah, I
test
see.
timeouts.
But yeah, outside of the timeouts, like there is no failure here that would just make that kind of stop, and so the tests just fail.
Yeah, yeah. There's no like panic or no hard failure.
Okay.
The Zeta client's always looping and doing stuff. It just takes more time to like process some transactions because some functions keep failing and it keeps looping back to like the initial methods that are going to like observe inbounds or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good because yeah, I would say that would be next step. If there is one that just fail, there is no failover mechanism, so we should fix this. Like, for example, you
Yeah,
have the I don't know, the certificate gas price test, the Zyklon crash if this one fails, so it's something that we should fix.
yeah.
But I mean,
What
if
I'm
that run,
seeing
yeah.
is like sometimes some of these like smaller functions, like a block number or block by custom number, is something that's like just doing a query. If that fails a lot because there's no retry, then it retries by looping back to the observing bounds method or something like that. And that kind of like really slows down the node. So if we want to optimize this kind of scenarios, we could like retry it like once or twice, or like in a very
Mm-hmm.
simple manner, not a sophisticated retry, a very basic one, and that would prevent it from looping back, and it would just continue to do what it's doing. But that may also be like an artificial scenario. Like in the real world, we don't know if like if one of those functions fails, if
Mm-hmm.
we should try like in 1 second or 2 seconds, or if it's all the same, just looping back, right? So maybe it's an
Okay.
optimization for the chaos mode, and it's not like
Okay.
worth doing.
Okay. I mean, we can track this through step. So we'll try this one, and yeah, it looks good. I will maybe add other profiles. I think there are some we should put like focus on making inbound failing, outbound failing for the stress test. So
Okay,
look
yeah,
into that. That's for Cosmo. And I think next step, that's like the dry mode, some easy way to run it on test, and maybe something we can talk with DevOps.
yeah,
So this one, yeah, I created this one, but actually I don't know really the complexity. We want Zach that is connected to a node on live network. So there might be
yeah,
information. I didn't look at that. But yeah, we can check with the DevOps team if there is something solution where we use environment variable or just entirely in GitHub action. So basically, it's
yeah,
just comments for the rest of the team that allows to run the dry mode directly on testnet on mainnet. So you should develop your feature locally, and you can spin up the dry mode and just see how it behave on testnet on mainnet.
yeah, because you have to
So,
connect to that like validator node one way or the other into the RPCs.
yeah. So I don't know if there is anything to discuss if you started working on it, but yeah, feel free to ask on Slack if you need some help from DevOps.
Yeah, I'm going to like post it on Slack and like brainstorm something to see if they can help.
Okay. Yeah, this one will be important. So we'll be able to directly test everything, simulate everything directly on testnet on mainnet. So good. Yeah, so this one, I mean, it's for the next version. So right now we don't set dates, but I think that's gonna take at least the rest of your week, right?
Yeah, something like that between figuring it out and opening the PR.
Yeah. And yeah, for next steps, I mean, there are some other issues that you opened for some refactoring, like Solana repository. So if at some point you have some bandwidth, I think that makes sense. You get that.
Yeah, I think I'll have like some time between PRs and reviews, and I can tackle that.
Okay. So I think for the release, it's optimization. So we closed few epics that were open for some time now. So congrats on that. Like this one that was more than 1 year. It was open. I think Tame, you were the one mostly working on those to wrap it up. So yeah, congrats on that. So there was one for the logging and some general performance improvement, and we still have one for the outbound performance. Is it something you actively looking into, tell me?
No, I am not looking into this right now, but I can look into this. Right now, I'm focused on the state expo, like the in-place testnet feature.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I can probably add that into this milestone.
Okay. Yeah, actually, that was Charlie who planned to work on this one, but no, there's a sweet issue to manage. But yeah, if both of you after that, you can look into complete this one. And I think, yeah, we had a few one that remains, but I think we should still continue some investigation. If we can do anything else to improve the TSS signing.
Sure.
The testnet, so it's not something we track in the third repo.
Yeah, there's an issue for it. It's just not added into the milestone. I can add that in.
Okay. Okay, well, add it. What's your estimation for this one? To complete.
Yeah, so I started working on this yesterday. I think I should have something ready by tomorrow, and Julian can maybe start testing it the day after. So yeah, that's I'm thinking of wrapping it up like tomorrow.
Okay, well, good. So yeah, after that, if you can look into wrapping this one up, and we can spend some more time like exploring optimization for the TSS.
Sure.
On the protocol contract, I didn't put it here, but basically you completed the message contact v2 session.
Yeah. It's done on the contract side, and I created a draft PR on the node repo for the ZetaChain changes. Yeah, it will be ready for review today. I have to fix that.
Okay. So good. So that's the first time you work with that kind, right?
Yeah, it's first time.
Is there any blockers there?
No, so far, but once I open the PR for review, you can check it.
Okay. What's that? Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, that's it on the contracts. I think that's main things we have planned right now on EVM for the next ZetaChain version. And then after that, I think, yeah, if you can wrap up the Solana contract, that would
Yeah,
be
will
great.
do. Yeah, will do.
And then, yeah, we can discuss next step after that. And lastly, so not for the ZetaChain new release, but the blockchain upgrade. So you start exploring upgrading Cosmos EVM. Stefan, is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I opened this draft PR to just to see the diff. Basically, there are a couple of big changes. I managed to get end-to-end tests and upgrade tests running, except RPC, because there are a lot of changes in RPC that I need to do, mostly regarding the protocol transactions unsigned. So I'm currently working on that, and yeah, we'll see how it works after that. But yeah, there are a lot of changes to integrate.
Okay. So do we like there might be changes in the API used by the client, so we should avoid merging on the of. Is correct?
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to wait until it's completed to see, because I don't know if there will be changes on that front. I think because I think that the client is using Cosmos transactions mostly. I didn't see yet the issues, but even if we change the base branch, I don't think anything will change in terms of diff, because it didn't touch that the client yet. So
Okay.
should be. I can change to main. It doesn't matter. I think at this point.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, that will be very useful once we plan the blockchain upgrade, so we don't like issues for scheduling, because then we just realize there is very big refactoring to do. And in general, yeah, do you have some estimation when can be completed? Is there like other refactoring you think that would take more time, and we should rather track it for the future?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the estimate. I'm currently working on the RPC refactoring. When that is done, yeah, it really depends, because I found some issues in EVM fork, especially with the hooks which weren't documented. So those type of hidden issues kind of take time to figure out, but maybe a couple of weeks. I think it's a rough estimate.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll let you know. I will be updating the PR constantly, and we'll see.
Okay, thanks. Sounds good. So that's it on the main development. So in general, main work is continuing working on yeah, those different tasks for the next release on the client. On your side, Charlie, we should figure out soon the prime with Sui. So eventually we just put it as batch afterwards. After the Sui, so yeah, if you can work with that before outbound performance. And otherwise, yeah, that's it for Cosmos CVM. So it's not part of the second release, but we can continue the work to make it 3D. So we don't spend a lot of time on that once we want to upgrade the blockchain. One thing I wanted to add is the Solana deposits. The payout size for the Solana deposits. So yes, question maybe to you, Denis, you just reported. You told us that there are some limitation for some devs that use Solana.
Yeah, so from what I can tell, there's a limit of 700, like 50 bytes or something. Is there a workaround?
Yeah, it's maybe a question to you, Stefan or Tanmay. So we set this value based on the hard cap of Solana transaction, right?
Yeah, I don't. Do we have this hard coded like the limit, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think
I think.
I think if because this is inbound transaction, I think maybe they can also try the lookup table to put accounts in the lookup table, which should help. I think there is no changes that we should do, but maybe we can test. I can maybe try to test what is the difference between the payload size if we use lookup table versus just regularly passing accounts, and let you know.
When you deposit, so your point is that we could increase this limit by using the lookup table for doing the deposit?
I don't remember how many accounts we have. Is this deposit for the SPL or just the regular Solana deposit?
It's used for both.
Yeah, it should theoretically decrease the size of transactions, because instead of sending 5 accounts, we just send one lookup table account, and every account takes 32 bytes, right? So just thinking out loud, this should help, but I can do some testing and let you know.
Okay. Yeah, it's still an issue for this one because potentially that can just be fixed by upgrading the Solana gateway without anything to do on Zeta client.
Yeah, I can try to write tests to see how transactions different in size, and I will open the issue for that and let you know if we can push the payload size a bit more.
Okay. Sounds good. And yeah, if it doesn't work, I think we should try to check with the devs if they can just have a solution instead of encoding all data in the payload. You put hashes that you can recover on ZetaChain, so some solution like that. But yeah, this, if we can export just this one to increase it, that would be a simple solution. I think that's the only issue on my side that I want to report. Is there anything else from someone? Okay, everything good on DevOps side? I mean,
I was gonna say, I'll
sure,
let
yeah.
Julian say if there is anything there. The one thing I'll just say for folks who are listening, for anyone who's part of the Zeta Hub and like XP program right now, there's the only other thing people really need to be aware of, there was a bug in the last epoch of that. So we're doing some corrections this week so people won't lose their streak. But that's a pretty minor part of all this. But yeah, I think our Zuno and Beam and the other dexes will get to see the benefits of these new changes pretty soon here, and that'll be great to get that rolled out on mainnet. Other than that, I think we're good to go.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Have a good week.